Today's day is May 11th. Bentley hasn't been doing very well today. Yesterday, his last diaper was at 8 o'clock p.m. And since then, he's only had one, pee diaper, really. Two, but they've been minuscule. They haven't been anything like what he usually does. And, he's been throwing up a lot. Early this morning, he already had 7 throw-ups by 11 a.m. And so we called the doctor's office and they were talking about exploring different options, and they talked to us about surgery. So we got in the schedule for Wednesday for surgery. And after we started talking to him about all his different, what's going on with him, they also decided that if we didn't see any changes with him by 6 o'clock today, that we should take him into the ER to get hydration, because it's not good for him to lose all his liquids and not have anything to give. So we're gonna head over there now. We're gonna go back to Fort Wayne. It's been exactly 4 weeks since we came home from the NICU. And now we're about to go back to the Fort Wayne Hospital for you to get further treatment. Hopefully Bentley starts to feel better and we can get his vomit under control and get to the bottom of what's causing everything.
We're all checked in. We're just waiting for some doctors to come in. He's under this gown as a nice blanket since he obviously does not fit. And he's ignoring me right now because he's a little mad I took his clothes off. Say hi. So we're in the ER right now, and he is currently asleep. Oh, you can't see him. There you go. Anyways, he's asleep, and they did some lab work, and they're giving him IV fluids, and they're gonna see if his lab work comes back okay. If it does, then after the IV fluids, we will be able to go home. They also gave him some Zofran to help with the nausea and vomiting. Our surgeon originally wanted us to stay here until Wednesday, which is his surgery date, but they really just don't want him in a hospital setting if he doesn't need to be. So we're hoping that we can just rehydrate him and hold him off until Wednesday. So that's the update. He has such a cute little Star Wars thing on his arm for his IV. It is now 2 a.m. and his labs came back. All of his labs were good. So we're gonna get to go home tonight. Surgery is now tomorrow because now it's officially Tuesday, so tomorrow's Wednesday. And so we'll be back here then. But they're sending us home, and the doctor's writing a prescription for Zofran, which is an anti-nausea med. So hopefully that will help him.
Bentley has his surgery scheduled here shortly, and only Megan will be allowed in to the room with him originally. They may allow me in afterwards. It's still kind of iffy. When we had called in, they said they allow it, but at the same time, we've looked into their policies, and because of this COVID stuff going on, they are only allowing one parent throughout the state. So we'll see if they do truly allow me to go in, at least post-surgery for a little while. Hopefully they're able to fix his reflux and get it corrected so that he no longer has it. Well, he'll still have the reflux, it just won't be the vomiting
Multiple times a day
because of the reflux. So that should be helpful, and hopefully he can start growing now. He's been about 6 pounds 2 ounces for a little while. So if they can get that corrected, he'll be able to hold down his food and start growing like he's supposed to.
I have Bentley checked in for surgery, and now we're just waiting to get sent back. We are back in the surgery waiting room. We're just waiting for Mr. Bentley to be sent back. He's clearly not thrilled. His poor face. I don't even know what that is. You ready for surgery, buddy? You ready to feel better? We're just waiting to be taken back now. Everybody's came in and talked to us. So Bentley went back for surgery about an hour ago. It's 2:10 now. His surgery was scheduled for 1:30, but they got him back around 1:05. So we're just waiting to hear how it went. It should take about an hour, maybe a little more.
So I just got a message from Megan, and she let me know that Bentley is out of surgery. She hasn't gotten to see him yet. The doctors just came and updated her as they were trying to do the procedure. They were originally going to go in laparoscopically, to minimize any scars, and it's usually better on your body as well. And they were unable to do it laparoscopically. They had attempted, and unfortunately there was obstructions that weren't allowing the surgeons to see what they needed to see. So now right now he has about a 2 to 3 inch incision is what they told her. So we'll see how that turns out. I'm glad he's gonna feel better after this, but truly bummed out that he's probably not gonna be able to take his bath for a few weeks at least. And he loves to bathe. That's like when he's smiling the most and the most alert is when he's in his bath. He loves to kick the water around, and it's always a really good time to bathe. And I know that not every parent always has that great treat of having a child who likes to bathe. It's really sad for us, but we're excited for what lies ahead, and looking forward to him feeling better.
Well, the dress is kind of right on top of it. Yeah.
Surgery is officially over. We were in the recovery room for about an hour trying to control his pain, and we are now up in his room. He's being very cuddly, which Mama loves. So Bentley's surgery was supposed to be laparoscopic, but when they went in with the scopes, they had problems being able to get around where they needed to go. Part of the issue was they found that he has pyloric stenosis, which is basically too tight of an area between the intestine and the stomach, and they said it was covering over 50% of that hole. So none of the food that was going into his stomach was being able to get into the intestine, which is why he was always hungry and constantly throwing up and not gaining weight, because he wasn't able to even eat his food because it would stop at the stomach and then he would throw it up because it couldn't go into the intestine. So they fixed that. And then they also did what is called a Nissan, and there's another word to it, but it's long and I don't know how to pronounce it, so everybody just says Nissan. And which is where they take the top part of the stomach and kind of wrap it around the esophagus, and that's going to help him to not throw up. It helps with GERD, so it tightens that esophageal sphincter so that acid can't get back up, and it basically prevents him from throwing up. So he'll still have the acid reflux, which we'll give him omeprazole for, but he's not going to be able to throw up, and his food will hopefully now move into the intestines, so he should be able to eat now without throwing up. But unfortunately, since they did have to make that bigger incision, he is in a bit of pain. So we've been trying to manage that with morphine and Tylenol and other things. And we got the okay for Josh to come in the room today, since today was the day of surgery. So we both have been able to be in here in the room after we got to the peds unit. So he's currently cuddling with Bentley over there. We've been holding him a lot because he's kind of been crying uncontrollably and a decent amount of pain, so we've been trying to comfort him as much as we possibly can. It is the day after surgery, and yesterday and last night he's been in a decent amount of pain, so we've been alternating between morphine and high set for the pain. He was pretty inconsolable last night. He was unhappy unless he was in my arms, so it was a lot of crying. Didn't go to bed till 4:15 this morning, and then I got up at around 8, and he's doing a little bit better now. They brought in a Mama-Roo, which he absolutely loves, and it's helped him to get a little bit of sleep, and I will show you him. He's finally getting some sleep himself. It makes me really glad that we just bought a Mama-Roo earlier this week, so that'll be delivered by the time we get home. Today is Friday. It's 2 days after surgery, and the surgery nurse just came by and told us that we would get to go home at 1. We're going to go home with some Tylenol for him to help control the pain, and we are definitely ready to go back home, ready to see Daddy again. He's just been chilling in his little Mama-Roo all morning. And I've held him some too, but he loves a Mama-Roo, so really glad we bought one. We are ready to go home. We're going home. Guess who's home?